Morning, folks. We got Tuesday morning happening somewhere around sunrise. Dwight and his apprentice will be coming back here to continue roughing in the AC. I'll show you something here. Just about every mechanical engineer, they'll send their guys out. Let me fold this here. So what they'll do is they'll take our floor plans, and with their CAD drawing, they will engineer all the HVAC drops and everything. And then they give this to Dwight. He comes out here and he has a plan how to run this. And we had an engineer here yesterday, and Dwight says he really likes this Hambro floor system instead of typical joists. He told the engineer he likes having the little extra room. If you know an HVAC guy, give him a hug, because a lot of times the architecturals make it real difficult for them to squeeze their stuff in there. So it's good to hear the reaction from the man with the tools in his hands, because that's, to me, whose opinion matters most out here. We got Robin here. He is reapplying waterproofing up there on the second floor of building 16. That's 1608 where he's at. Over at building 15, hell yeah, we got the first drywall hanging crew to show up. They're just getting set up. They're running their electric cords and everything, getting ready to go. Called FPL in to get this temporary power pole inspected, get a meter on there. That was months coming. And on building 14 today, we're supposed to have Garrett sod service. Those of you who've been around the channel for a long time, they lay sod so well. I tell them, y'all should have a sod business of laying tile. They do such a great job. Once they lay that sod, normally what I'm used to seeing is you got all these gaps and spaces of seams between all the pieces of sod, and it takes about 6-8 weeks of regular watering for that to look like it was there for years. But Garrett sod, 2 to 3 weeks after they lay it, it looks like it's been there forever. They're just that darn good. They show up with a small army, and they are all business when they show up. They got their foreman, walks around right with the guys, using that machete like a surgeon's scalpel around the rounded corner areas and everything. Can't wait for those guys to get here. I have a closing 1204 for an investor, another investor. That's always nice to see when investors see your final results and say, hey, you know what, I want to buy that. And I'm anticipating Stephen from North Florida Walls and his foreman David and his guys. I anticipate they're going to start stucco today on 15. I do not see all their scaffolds, so I'm assuming Stephen's going to show up with that. So probably they'll spend the first part of the day just getting scaffold up. So probably not a whole lot of mud. I don't see his delivery of sand and mix. I don't know where he's going to put the kitchen, but I am going to recommend that he put it about here's on the right side of building 15. This is day 2 awaiting electric meters at 14 since we passed the early power inspection on Friday. I really never anticipate Amazon Prime for getting them meters in. There's so much building activity in this market that they probably got their crews really stacked up with installing meters all over the area. So I'm just walking over here for the first time today, and once I apply for power, it's kind of like always checking if your meal's ready on the stove. I just keep like, I'll probably check 4 or 5 times a day, look for the meters, because when the power crew comes, they're real quiet, they're real stealth. They're kind of like ninjas, you know, they come in and out so fast. And so as soon as we get the electric meters, electrician knows we passed the inspection, so he isn't waiting any moment for me to call him and say, meters are here, meters are here. And then they come in and do what's called hot checks. They verify that everything's electrically safe, and once that's done, they can do that pretty quick. You know, you energize everything and just quickly check the outlets, see if anything's tripping. Every once in a while you get an overly sensitive breaker. Not a big deal, just swap the breaker out, no big deal. And then right on the heels of that, I've already told HVAC company to be ready. Hey, we passed early power. We're waiting for meters, hot checks, and start lighting off all the HVAC units. That's a big milestone towards the final push. Now, once I got what's called a vertical survey done, that's good. As soon as this sod goes down, I can then request for site final inspection with the county, which is a bit of a simple inspection. See, the HOA pretty much dictates what we got to do with the landscape. There's not a lot of influence we have over that. So in the permit box over there is the plot plan, and it shows how everything's supposed to go. And all we have to do is do what's on that piece of paper, and we pass that inspection. Then we are lined up to get ready for a bunch of final inspections. The huge ones are the fire marshal. Okay, we have fire sprinkler, where he walks and he will check every single sprinkler head. He will test every single smoke detector. If there's any gaps on the fire sprinkler in drywall, even fingernail of air, he fails it right away, and he'll just walk away. That's all there is. So that's a huge one. Then also the fire alarm final, and that is to verify. So the marshal will be on a radio, and they will manually trigger the alarm, and they'll verify that the first responders are getting the signal to them. Those are huge ones. I have another one called life safety. Again, this is mostly with me and the fire marshal. There things that have to be there are like handrails. So the folks in this unit 1 here, suspect a refrigerator, and I had to drop the handrail, so this would automatically fail, and it's a life safety final. Today the trim carpenters are coming to put that back on there. Also, he will check the smoke detectors again. He will verify that under each kitchen sink there is a fire extinguisher, which is really the only HOA item inside. Periodically they'll contact the homeowners, and they'll just double check that the fire extinguisher is up to date, up to charge. And once that's done, I can then go for building final. And once that passes and the inspector registers that inspection on his computer, he hits the fire button, then we have the certificate of occupancy is issued automatically, electronically. And then you could still see we got a lot of cleaning up. Cleaners are going to come back starting today. I got an email yesterday from them, and they're going to go from left to right to doing another deeper clean. And they'll be back 2 more times cleaning, once before the pre-close meeting. They show up that morning of, usually the morning, and then the closing walk, they'll clean it again. So it's kind of 4 major cleans. And by the end of this week, 15 will be somewhat transformed inside and out. First week of February, as we're scouting to do the driveway cuts. Pavers are delivered on February 10. We'll have the sidewalks poured. We're going to have the AC pads poured on the left and right side of the building. And then once the drywall is textured, this will take about 8 days before it's ready. Then tile guys will start coming in, left to right, tile guys, then trim carpenters, painters. It's just a whole army.